So the news does not stop. I did a video just after the Chinese Grand Prix going over why Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc were going to likely be disqualified from the race. But now it has been confirmed that Leclerc and Gasly have both been thrown out. I'll go into why very briefly during this video. But it has emerged as well that Sir Lewis Hamilton has also been disqualified. Both Ferrari drivers thrown out of the race from a P5 and P6 finish. It wasn't a particularly good day for the Scuderia today, but it just got a damn sight worse with that. So yeah, let's go through what's happened here, guys. There's a full press release on Formula One's official website. I'll just go through this because it explains very clearly what's actually happened here. Full article on the F1 website. Lewis Hamilton has been disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix after the rear sprocket on his Ferrari was found to be under the minimum thickness required in the technical regulations, meaning that both of the team's drivers have lost their results, given Charles Leclerc has also been disqualified for a car weight breach, i.e. that is underweight. After his victory in the sprint race on Saturday, Hamilton faced a more challenging day at the Shanghai International Circuit on Sunday, the 7-time world champion having made contact with Leclerc on lap 1 before struggling to keep the pace of his rivals en route to a final position of 6th. However, after a race technical delegate's report stated that when the skid wear of Hamilton's car was checked following the Grand Prix, the rearmost skid was found to be below the minimum 9mm thickness required, meaning that the matter was referred to the stewards. Hamilton and a team representative were subsequently required to report to the stewards, and after the hearing took place, it was announced that the British driver had been disqualified from the results of the Sunday's race. A document released following the hearing reads, the plank assembly for car 44 was measured and found to be 8.6mm on the left hand side and 8.6 on the center, as well as 8.5 on the right hand side. This is below the minimum thickness of 9mm specified under Article 3.5.9 of the technical regulations. During the hearing, the team representative confirmed that the measurement is correct and that all required procedures were performed correctly. The team also acknowledged that there was no mitigating circumstances and that it was a genuine error by the team. The stewards determined that Article 3.5.9 of the FIA Formula 1 technical regulations have been breached, and therefore the standard penalty of disqualification needs to be applied for such an infringement. It marks a nightmare end to the day for Ferrari, with also being disqualified from 5th place after his car was found to be underweight. Like Hamilton, Leclerc and a team representative were summoned to the stewards following a technical delegate's report on the matter, which noted that Leclerc's SF25 was 1 kilogram below the minimum weight, and it was later announced that the Monegasque had been disqualified. Alpine's Pierre Gasly was also hit with disqualification for the same breaches, with the Endstone outfit remaining as the only team yet to score a point so far in 2025. Wow, that is a surprise. The double disqualification for Ferrari means that Esteban Ocon, Kimi Antonelli, Alex Albon and Ollie Bearman had finished 7th through 10th respectively, are now promoted 2 positions, while Lance Stroll and Carlos Sainz also take home points by moving into the top 10, given that Gasly has also been disqualified from P11. So if I just refresh this here, because I've had the race results up on Wikipedia here. So yeah, basically means that Esteban Ocon, 5th place for Haas. What a day it was for him in the end. Bearman scoring good points for Haas as well. He's up in 8th. Kimi Antonelli in 6th for Mercedes. Albon in 7th for Williams. Lance Stroll in 9th for Aston Martin. And Carlos Sainz picks up his first point as a Williams driver as well. That means that Ferrari actually dropped to 5th in the constructors' standings behind Williams. Unbelievably after that. Incredible stuff there. So yeah, basically. So for those that don't know what's happened there, this isn't something that's new. In fact, it happened to Leclerc and Hamilton at the United States Grand Prix 2023, I want to say. It happened pretty recently. They were both disqualified for the same thing. They have effectively a plank underneath the car, and if the plank wears out too much, it shows that the car was running too low. Ideally in Formula 1, you want to run your car as low to the ground as possible to minimize the aerodynamic profile of your car, to i.e. just make it quicker. The downside of that is that you would skid too much on the underfloor, and there is a device there, the plank as it's known as, to determine how much your car has been wearing out effectively on the underside of it. Now, there can be mitigating circumstances, like that report actually states. If there's a big off or something like that, and you run over some really heavy curbs or a sausage curb or something like that, that can factor into it. But even then, it's difficult to avoid a disqualification. If your plank wears out too much, you're done for. Just like if the car's underweight as well, it's a slam dunk disqualification, unfortunately. And yeah. I mean, it was a very good day for yesterday, but not today. Not today at all. Really disappointing to have that happen. In terms of Hamilton, I mean, we didn't see that much of him during the race. I can't say whether he ran over some curbs or something like that. But if the team are actively admitting, yes, the measurements were correct, yes, the procedure was followed correctly, and yes, it was a mistake from the team, that just means that they were running their cars too low. And unfortunately, he was disqualified. So even if Leclerc wasn't disqualified for being underweight, he could well have been disqualified instead for wearing out the plank too much. We don't know. Of course, that's irrelevant at this point. But yeah, so there we go. A real big shake-up in the order after the Chinese Grand Prix. Not the best race, in all honesty. I will be honest. However, drama after the final checkered flag in the end. So yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I'm sure Ferrari will recover from this. They had a lot better pace this weekend than in Australia. And I will link at the end of this video as well my kind of race review if you want some more information on what happened. But of course, take it with a few pinches of salt and asterisks, because the results have changed a lot since then. But I'll link it at the end of the video like always. And yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe as always, guys. Have a fantastic day. And yeah, bad day to be a Ferrari fan in the end. Really, really bad for the Scuderia.